Well, my battery died in the middle of all that, but the only thing you missed was more banging, lots of banging. It really didn't take that long. And then I went around and welded up all the cracks, all the splits where it had split on us. I got that Hobart 190 welder. Basically spot welded it up because it's thin, but it'll keep the dirt out and the grease in. And it don't need to be pretty. And now we're ready to put it back together. It's actually pretty solid. Worked out pretty well. Ain't gonna win no beauty contest, but what we thought might be an unrepairable chain case, gonna work out just fine. So I'll put that tiller back together and it'll work good as new. Now, it's been a couple weeks, like I said. Since we've done anything with this. And I'm gonna show you why. Like I promised to at the end of that other video, but phone died. Nobody knew until it was done. Didn't miss anything monumentally groundbreaking. More banging, little welding. There, pretty as it's ever going to get.
What the hell?
There's my pile of parts. I'm basically going to have to reinvent it because it's been 2 weeks since I pulled it apart. And my memory ain't great, so I'm just going to have to build it best I can. But I will, and it'll work good as new. If you have one of these front tine tillers with a chain case on it like that, the best thing you can do is throw that son of a bitch in the river and get you one of these. That's a 1975 model Troybilt Tiller. Of course, I bought it used. Had to do some work on it. It wasn't running. I rebuilt that hood because the flap had torn off of it. It was in pretty bad shape, but it looked so nice after I got it put back together. I even put the new decals on it. But this is a walk-behind self-propelled tiller. And instead of it beating the hell out of you, you literally walk along beside it or behind it. Walk behind it if you don't care about your footprints. Walk beside it if you do. And it's a pleasure to till with it. Had to do some work on it. The good news is you can still buy every part on this thing. Those are the original tires with the chains. You always see the small lug tires on there, the little tractor tires. But honestly, these work great. Those chains really bite, and you'll never wear the rubber off those tires. You look, the mold marks are still there. And I had to put tubes in them because the sidewalls were dry rotted and it was leaking air through them, but I'm here to tell you, a 50-year-old Goodyear tire is better than any tire you can buy today. So, go find you one of these. They're available. Cost you $500 or $600 probably, maybe some shipping. But if you're doing a lot of tilling, you don't want to do the front tine tiller. It's a constant fight. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You can go out and pay $1,100, $1,200 for one of these new Troybilt walk behinds, but I promise you, they're not going to have a cast iron gear case, and I promise you it ain't going to last 50 years. That's an old Tecumseh engine on there. Not my favorite motor, but after rebuilding the carburetor, cleaning the gas tank, going in there and cleaning up those points, it fired right up. Carburetor was in real bad shape. I did manage to salvage it, even though the float pin was rusted in place. But I bought a brand new carburetor for it anyhow that I haven't put on yet. That's OEM, original equipment, not one of those Chinese knockoffs. Now, I use plenty of those Chinese knockoffs on various things. I got all kind of crap around here that I got to keep running. But on this one, I spent $100 to get the right carburetor, because that tiller is going to last another 50 years, while those front tine tillers beat you to death and bend chain cases. So, find you one of these if you're doing any tilling. It's a pleasure to till with. Literally go for a walk with it while it tills your soil. None of these tillers are designed to till up virgin soil. However, you can set that one shallow, walk, take several passes, walking behind it, beside it. You don't have to push, you don't have to hold it down, you don't have to hold it up. You just walk beside it and let it work. Several passes, even virgin soil, it'll loosen. This one here, it's gonna beat your ass. It will get it done. I ain't hating on it too much, because I did manage to get my garden tilled before I destroyed it. Enough to plant anyways. If they'd have made that chain case out of cast iron or even cast aluminum, that front tine tiller would have made it 50 years. Of course, that'd have been 50 years of ass whippings from the front tine tiller. But find you one of these, throw that one in the river. Now I'm gonna get to putting it back together. But the good news is, no matter how bad you beat that up, you can fix it. Total of, I guess about 5 hours into it now, tearing it apart, tearing the case apart, cleaning it up, finding out what was wrong, which incidentally was I bent the hell out of it. Put it back together, welded up the cracks. 5 hours into it and reassembling, I say it's worth the trouble. Now I'm gonna put it back together and throw it in the river.